What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are here at Highland Brewery and we have another putter review. This one is, so you've probably heard me complain about the Neutron. This is a Neutron plastic. It's really hard to find a bright one that's not Neutron. This is the MVP Neutron Entropy. But it's 66 degrees today, right now, so it should be a little bit better. So I'm gonna try to keep my hand dry and hopefully we should have some consistent releases. This is in kind of the same vein as the stabilizer slot, but I've been told that the Entropy is a good bit more stable than the stabilizer. So we're gonna test it today and see if it's the stability that we could be using. So let's go ahead and throw. We're gonna start on hole number 1 here, short to short, 216 feet. We're gonna go flex 4. Well, it is still very humid, and that was a grip lock off the first tee, but I also did just get out of the shower, so my hands still might be a little bit damp. It's parked, lucky tree kick, but it is parked, so that's going to be a birdie on hole 1. However, it did not start to fade as hard as I was expecting it to start to fade, so possibly I've been informed incorrectly. So knowing that it's probably not going to be zone stability, even though I was informed that this would probably be like zone OS stability, it's nowhere close to that. This is 230 feet. We're gonna go soft flex instead of aggressive flex and see if it holds straighter. It may still be too humid. I'm gonna find a dry patch of dirt somewhere and rub my hand in it, but it may still be too humid. That's 2 in a row grip locks. This one though did not result in a great spot because of a double tree kick, and I think we're like in the ditch over here where you normally end up if you fade too early off of hole 1. So really not the best spot on this hole. See what I mean? A lot of trees. Thought we could probably go this way. No, I want the more inside line. That is 3 in a row, 3 grip locks. I may have to just scrap this and start over. I'm gonna try to finish it out, but this video may never see the light of day. That's better. It's still sticking. I need to find the dirt. So the funny thing is, stabilizer and now Entropy, pretty decent at long range putts. Very bad at 20 footers, but pretty decent from outside circle. But that is a bogey and a birdie on 1, so we're even par. And I think it might be slippery enough for me now. Hole 3, 190 feet. We're gonna go back to the forehand and with the dirt. Early in the morning, it's really hard to find dry ground. And now I have a spider web on. That's fun. here at Highland, they have all those logs. So everything's covered in dew, but underneath the log still has dry dirt. So you can always find a little bit of dry dirt here at Highland. Maybe not at other courses, but if you got some down logs, check underneath the logs for the driest soil. That was an early release. We can deal with that. And I'm going to give it not wildly overstable, way more overstable than the stabilizer like everyone is telling me. It's basically the same thing. It's just, do you want a really cool swirl on the rim or do you want a black rim? I expected it to be more stable though with the gyro, and it does feel a little bit more aggressive on the wing, or just the rim feels a little bit more aggressively shaped. Maybe at 190 feet, everything's gonna look that stable. Oh, caught a chain. Caught a single chain, still even par. We can do better. Should we try to go long on the next tee pad? Or should we go short still? Short still, let's try for the ace run. 218 feet, we're gonna go back to the backhand and we're gonna go a little bit of a flex. And now that I'm not gonna be sticking to the disc, let's see what a flex looks like when I don't grip lock it into a tree. It is more stable. It's not way more stable, but it is more stable than a stabilizer. Wow, the birds are happy this morning. And that's pretty good. That's pretty parked. I'm gonna have to find an Entropy in a different plastic because the flight's good enough that we're gonna have to do the battle with it. But it's neutron. So if anyone finds like a day glow yellow or a super bright pink or a white proton or plasma Entropy, let me know because I might be interested in getting one for a video. But this birdie number 2, and we are officially under par again. 5, 230 feet, forehand hyzer around to the right. I think I'm gonna try to release it flat and see when it starts to fade. Little flutter. I think that might be another part. It pushed, I'm not sure if it went in between the skinny tree and the big tree, but it definitely pushed through that like deeper fairway instead of the inside fairway. 15 feet, 20 feet. Should be a makeable putt, but I don't know. It's flying very similar to the stabilizer. Maybe a touch faster. Not sure. It's not what it was marketed as, and that's where all of my confusion is coming from. So that's that. Oh no, I pulled it. It's fine. Fine. We will take a par here and move on. Still 1 under. And as I try to figure out exactly what this Entropy is trying to be. I'm having better grip now that I've gotten a little bit of dirt on my fingers. So I think now is the time to try to go for something a little spicy. I'm gonna try to push it on Anheuser through this first gap and swing it back around this way. I don't know if it'll be stable enough, but we're gonna try it. Another early release, and you know, I probably could have parked it during a normal type of throw, But I'm over there because I wanted to get spicy, and spicy was not what needed to be done this morning. The past couple of weeks, I've ended up walking like 80 miles at work every week. And so I'm walking around Highland and my legs are just dying. So there's not a whole lot of push off and there's not a whole lot of planting power. So that's why we're playing the shorts. Okay. So I think at low speeds, it does have a little bit more rigidity on its line than the stabilizer, because the stabilizer I still can make it flutter to flat, which is, it's not the best thing. This one seems to have a little bit more rigidity on that line. I'm not sure distance wise which one of these goes further, and I think this Entropy might be a tad, just a hair more stable. But I can find an Entropy in other plastics other than Neutron, whereas I can't find stabilizers in other plastics other than Neutron. So maybe we give the Entropy a try for a video. Hole 7 to 17. I think we're gonna try the forehand flex here. And similar to the last shot, but not into the trees, hopefully, I want to try to hug the left side or the right side and actually bring it off the trees. Yeah. Little short still, little nose up, but I think from the couple of throws so far, I think the Entropy feels a little bit more forehand confident, whereas the stabilizer feels more backhand confident. I can probably do the same shot with both discs because they seem very similar stabilities. It's just which one am I going to actually be pulling out the Entropy more on a forehand than I would be the stabilizer on a backhand. But then we also get into the plastic issue, and then I just keep coming back to the Entropy because the tempo just isn't it. Oh, well, it's not as confident as a putter, but also I putt with a Rhino normally. So neither the stabilizer or the Entropy feels the most confident as a putter, especially from like 45 feet. Let's see if we can't get a good backhand on this next hole before we head up to the last forehand hole. I do like the stability, I do like the flight, I do like the feel, just don't like the Neutron, but this is one of those that I can find alternatives to, so maybe it's time to make the switch. 199 feet. It's gonna have to be a soft little flex here, backhand shot, and hope I don't pull it too wide. That was too wide. Well, that wasn't too wide. That was the right line. Too much Anheuser. That was the problem. And that's again where we're getting into when I throw Neutron, it tends to torque flip just a hair. So what would have been probably a consistent and normal amount of Anheuser on a proton or a plasma disc comes out with a little bit more Anheuser with Neutron for me. I'm not hating on Neutron. It's a great plastic. It's just too hot and humid in the southeast of the US for me in particular to feel confidence with this plastic. So I'm going to stop talking about it. We're going to go ahead and finish it out, and hopefully we can shoot good with the Entropy from here on out. I think we're still just one under. Sit down, don't roll. Okay, make a full putt. Let's go ahead, tap that in, and move on to hole number 9. 1 under par, but as I consistently say for putter reviews, If it's a really, really, really good throwing putter, probably not going to make the best putting putter. The only catch there is that I throw my rhinos. Whatever, you know, it is what it is. And approach discs are never the best at putting unless you beat all of the stability out. Hole number 9 is 203 feet uphill and around to the right, so it's going to be a forehand. We're going to try to hit it flat again and let it fade up the hill. Try to hit it a little bit cleaner than the last time I threw that shot, because last time I had a good bit of wobble to it. So try to get really clean snap. This profile, very good profile, very consistent to a lot of other approach discs. I do like how this one feels. I don't know if it is, but I think it feels just a tad bit deeper than a lot of those like Toros, Zones, other discs like that. This one feels really deep and comfortable. The black rim is the main issue. So if I can find something that's this bright that's not neutron, we'd be in business. But those are a good bit harder to find. Oh yeah. Unless it's skipped OB, that's going to be within 20 feet. Interesting though. I wasn't expecting it to push that straight before it faded. I thought I kept it on too much hyzer, and I thought that it was going to hit this tree or that tree. But then it just kind of kept pushing straight. So I don't know where they're getting the it's way more overstable than the stabilizer, because that's basically a stabilizer shot, and I think I'm 8 feet away. It's a great flight. It's not that much more overstable. So can we stop marketing it as way more overstable? They both are labeled as a 0.3 on their flight numbers. And so why are we trying to do different things? Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoy content like this. If so, please make sure to like the video. If you want to see new stuff, make sure to comment all of that down below. Please make sure to subscribe. It helps you guys out with these subscriber-only giveaways. And if you want to be automatically entered into monthly giveaways, check out the memberships as well. Until next time, see you out on the course.